Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy over at Green Pastures Farm. Today, Joel and I are weed eating. I actually helped unload a bunch of the brush out of the way up here, and now Joel is bringing the weed eater with a 3-star. It's the 3-point. They call it the Ninja Star blade on the largest steel weed eater that you can buy, that I know of. It's a big one. And I got the power turned off, but what we've got here, folks, is a single high-tensile wire that was actually Ike, Joel, and Brianna, and myself. We built this fence it's 2 weeks ago, about 10 days ago. And we came in here and just roughly took a chainsaw. You can see some of the dead autumn olives. I think one that was cut. And we donated we had a bunch of older fiberglass posts that we didn't use anymore. And they're still insulated, but they aren't the most attractive. But we got them down here at the edge of this woods. And we just fenced off, I don't know how many acres in here, probably 10 to 12 acres of timber. It's white oak. And every time we come in and graze this pasture, to keep the cattle from getting down in there, which they don't need to be in there, there's nothing down in there to eat. All they're going to do is muck it up. So we ran poly wire with step-in posts around this every time we grazed this. And it took about, oh gosh, 50 to 60 step-ins. It took 2 reels to make it all the way around it. And it took, 30 to 40 minutes. And then another 30 to 40 minutes to take it up. So I got tired of that. I'm like, let's just put a permanent single 1-wire high tensile fence in here. And this ties into the power at the bottom of the hill. And we did use some of our really good fiberglass posts where we needed a stout corner or to keep a bend. This is a 5-footer, 5 foot 1 inch. And then when you go down in a draw like this, you drive them at a 45. And this is all recycled wire that we took up on another farm. You can see it's got the crimps on it. But it's not on. I got it cut off so Joe won't get shocked as he's weed eating. There's not much to weed eat right here. But up on top of that hill, the buck brush was just absolutely thick. Now see right here we made a corner. And so I drove in a 5-footer, 1 inch. That's actually 0.78, that's 7/8. The post that we used to be able to get, can't get these anymore. But PowerFlex carries them now. PowerFlex carries a really nice assortment of fiberglass. If you're needing something to take a bend like this in your fence, or I'm getting ready to show you another spot down here. These are all our old foam-filled posts. We still get a few of them, not very many of the small stuff. We still have a lot of the bigger corner posts foam-filled. Anyway, now here this post has got some real pressure on it. That's a 5-footer. We drove it in the ground 2.5 feet, and I mean it's it's holding a lot of pressure. Well, up here we made another bend. See, I want to get all my pasture. We're going to come in here and nail these autumn olives. They're not going to take over this farm. We've already got them out in the field, but on the edges, there's still some of them lurking, and they're not going to lurk too much longer. We're going to get them. But, you just get limited on time, and with the new farm we bought, time has been a commodity that we don't have a lot of right now. But we did catch an afternoon. We came over here and put this in, and this has got a lot of strain on it. But I know PowerFlex sells. There's 4-footers, 5, and I think I know they have some 6-foot sucker rod. Now those are 1.25 inches. But they've got a bunch of 1 inch, and I believe there's some 3/4 inch. So you need to look in their catalog, PowerFlex. fence company and check out their fiberglass post offerings. For our line posts, you know, where you got them up around the house, along a road, there's nothing better than Timeless. The Timeless posts are just unbelievably attractive. They're pre-drilled. They've got a UV coating on them. They're pre-sharpened. They've got a depth gauge on them. You can't drive them too deep accidentally if you're paying attention. And they're just attractive. They're just darn attractive. You know that fence we just got through building up on the purchased farm along the blacktop? Joel and I were back the other day on the back of the farm. There's a road back there that ties in. It's got an easement on it because another guy's got a 10-acre tract back there. Here comes this fancy white, one of those King Ranch. It's one of those King Ranch editions. I mean, fancy truck. I'm like, who in the world is this? And this guy gets out, kind of a great big old guy, and he's not old. He's younger than I am. I gotta be careful who I call old anymore. Anyway, he hopped out and he goes, I found you. I found you. I'm looking at him and don't recognize the guy. I've never seen the guy before in my life. He said, I found you. You're that fence builder. I'm like, what? He said, yeah. He said, you're the guy that built that fence up there on Route F. I'm like, well, yeah, we built that. I said, we bought this farm. Oh, you're the owner. I'm like, yeah. I said, we bought it. He goes, well, I want you to build me one like it. He said, that's the prettiest darn fence I've ever seen in my life. He said, I can tell by looking at it, it's stout. There ain't nothing going to go through it. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're probably right. There ain't nothing going to go through that. If they do, they're going to get shocked pretty good. And I said, but you know, I don't have time to build your fence. Well, what am I going to do? And I'm like, well, take pictures. That's what I told him. And then I got home. Isaac kind of reprimanded me later. He said, Greg, he said, I might be interested in doing that. So anyway, I'm going to get a hold of the guy and turn Isaac on to him. And maybe that's something Isaac can get into on the side, is building really attractive, secure, high-tensile perimeter fence for folks. I'm telling you what, it is. It's a good-looking fence. Everybody that goes by it, we've had people stop out on the road and said, that's one fine-looking fence. You know, just strangers. So, you know, if you build it right for your whole life, it'll last you. But anyway, this is going to be good. Joel's making the turn up there. When he makes this corner and comes down this way, there's just hardly any trimming to do. There's a little bit, not much. But we went up and down a bunch of little valleys and crooks and nannies here, and everywhere we had a crook or we had a valley, we drove one of those fiberglass rods. So if these foam filled, folks, these are only 4-footers, and they don't have the strength that this thing does. Okay. This post has got about 150 strands of fiberglass in it, and it's made out of epoxy. A lot of the fiberglass posts you buy today are, you know, made out of polyester, but they're stout. That's a solid post versus a foam filled. Foam filled, the big ones are fine. I mean, they're stout as heck, but you can't put a 4-foot post in right here and expect that to hold. It's not going to. It's going to bend. It's going to bend over. But you put it in the ground 2.5 foot in clay, it's not going anywhere. So yeah, I'm tickled to have this in, folks. This is going to save us an hour every time we graze this paddock now. We don't have to mess with this. And we got a power source right here now to hook onto. So it's a win-win. Folks, I'm going to get out of here. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful April day. It's April 13th, almost halfway through the month. And it just doesn't get any better than this, folks. Y'all have a good one, and hit that subscribe button on the way out. And those of you all that are still on the fence on the grazing school, check it out. greenpasturesfarm.net. We have 2 of them. Ian's coming back this year from Africa, on the advanced 3-day, and then the following week is Abram Bowerman and myself doing the beginners grazing school, and it's held right here at Green Pastures Farm. So hope to see some of y'all there. Y'all have a great day.